What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world. Craig. This episode of the Blackbusters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into, or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.
You are now tuned into the Carefree Black Girl podcast with Ivy, I.S. Jones, Breanna Danielle, and Daj. You are now tuned into the Carefree Black Girl podcast where we're discussing everything carefree black and girl. Hey, ladies.
Hey, girls.
Hey, Bree.
Hello.
She's from a remote place in Cali right now.
The beautiful California.
The beautiful.
How you doing, Bree? How's LA?
No, it's not LA. She's in Cali.
Okay, can we clear that up quick? Because, like,
oh my God, why am I the only one? I feel like I'm the only one who knows where Bree is.
I know it's by San Francisco, right?
Okay, so let me clear that up because I think this is a common misconception, and I'm not even mad at people, but like it's almost like, you know, when you tell people like, oh, I'm going to New York, like, you know how they automatically think it's New York City, like they forget the whole state of New York.
Oh my God, every time.
That's happening with me. So I'm like, oh, I'm moving to California. And everyone's like, oh, you're living in LA? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, California is big, y'all. California is very, very, very big. Like I'm 4 hours away from LA, 7 hours away from San Diego. But I'm closer to San Francisco and Oakland. I'm like an hour and a half outside of Oakland. So, yeah. Or Sacramento. I'm like in between the two almost. But I'm definitely in California, but just not the two places that people think, LA or San Fran. I'm in the rest of Cali, quote unquote.
So you're in the middle of California, essentially.
Exactly.
I need to move to a state where weed is legal because
it's lit. It's lit.
Like, that's how I self-deal, self-care, all of that. I am going to Amsterdam in October. That's why I'm so broke right now, because I paid.
It'll be so fun.
For that.
That's exciting.
I'm going to like Amsterdam and Paris and Atlanta. Yeah. So it's about to be lit.
So I started picking up journaling as my form of self-care. I mean, yeah, also, you know, smoke a joint too, though, but like kind of like everything in my head, getting it out. And I started picking it. I mean, I read every day though, but I've been reading like a book a day now for like the entire month. So those are.
I actually just started reading The Four Agreements. Okay. Like I started rereading
by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Hey. Yes, and just with everything that's going on now and like what's going on in this, like in the world, just freaking crazy. Like I really have to like detach myself. I think that.
And I think
no, go Bree.
So yeah, that's basically, I guess, what I was going to try to talk to y'all about today. Cause honestly, it's difficult. I think basically it's beautiful that y'all have your own practices of self-care. And y'all know what works for y'all. Because self-care is one of those things where people try to generalize it and act like, you know, 1, 2, 3 are self-care. These are the only ways. But it's actually a very unique, individualized practice. And I think it's really important for people to figure out what works for them. Like for some people, reading does not work. Their brain still races. And for some people, it's like physical activity. Like some people have to run a mile, and that's their self-care. So,
it's my self-care.
Kind of relating it back to like, Ivy, what you were just saying about there's a ton of stuff going on. Obviously, we're all aware of what happened this weekend as far as like
people.
More fascism, neo-Nazi kind of rallying together under, you know, Trump's America to kind of, and when you look at the definition of terrorism, that basically means to instill fear in groups of people. So in my eyes, this is a form of terrorism, trying to instill fear in people of color, in the LGBT community, specifically Black people, you know, kind of making it seem like we're not valued or respected in this country.
Before this was happening with like the whole like protest, my brother came into my room. Like, we were just, like, it's just too much for me to focus on. We got North Korea threatening us with fucking nuclear bombs. We got fucking white people here getting bucked. Like, we won't slap the shit out of them.
Did y'all hear
like, it's
that
so much going on.
They found flies in Arizona.
They found what in Arizona?
On top of, like, all this craziness going on, in Arizona, these scientists found fleas or, like, flies that tested positive for the bubonic plague.
What the
Woo!
Wow.
Oh, shit.
So basically that means that, like, there are fleas flying around in Arizona that could potentially give people the plague, which was supposed to be, like, something that, you know, you're kind of used to in, like, back in, I guess.
Back in the
Right, in history
Europe.
books. That's crazy.
Now, all of a sudden, like I said, Trump got into power. We got these bomb threats. Like, I've never been scared.
These empty bomb threats. Let's call them what it is. So he's just puffing out his chest to prove that he's some man or some shit.
But it's just like, and I'm only 24, y'all, but I am scared, like, real life. And I feel like I got 1,001 things to be scared about. That is out of my control. Like,
Right. Like, it's,
but the government.
What's the point? Yeah.
Like,
it's scary.
I'm trying to live the best life, but it's like, damn, like, do I gotta, and I just feel like we live in a city where it's just an easy target, like New York City. Like, but then again, I was thinking about even with the bombs, like, it kind of has, sorry, Bree, but they gotta go to the West Coast first before it really get all the way to New York. Oh. So that's why I'm a little like, all right.
If you go on Twitter, some of us are very active on Twitter. Like, there'll be people talking about, like, the social political climate, and they'll be like, oh, black women tried to warn us, you know, black women are going to save us.
What?
We did not sign up for this shit. We didn't.
I sure did.
We did not sign
Sure
up.
the fuck did not.
That's what I'm gonna use the
Black
Spanish
women
card.
are save us. What kind of mess?
Nah, like, that's the thing about being a black woman. It's just, we literally have the weight on our shoulders and to not ask for it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we have to find ways to self-care, to self-deal.
So basically, I know that, like, self-care is a common conversation, and especially for black women, it's really important. But I think it's also important that we, like, create community with one another during this time. Obviously, we don't have to work for everyone else and be everybody else's mule. But I do think it's important for us to kind of lean on one another during this time and just kind of, like, check in on your friends, be a bit better with communication. Because when things like this start to affect society as a whole, it does play on people's individual lives. And to some people, it influences them a lot. Like, if you're somebody like me, I study sociology, I kind of don't have the option to not read the news. It's taxing on me day in and day out. Whereas for others, which is totally fine, they can check in and check back out when they feel like it's a bit too much. But I think it's important as black women that we check up on each other right now, because it's kind of hard to hear in the news how, like, again, people are doing stuff literally because they hate us and they don't want us to exist.
Understood. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think also one of my self-care things is that instead of going to Facebook for the news, I just Google it, because I think the part of the thing for me is that it's hard to self-care when you have to, like, negotiate everyone else's opinions against your own. Like, on my Facebook, a lot of people are making jokes about white supremacists having tiki torches, and it's like, it's not funny. It's really not. It's not funny at all, though. Like, people are out here scared for their lives, and rightfully so scared for their lives. So
the thing about it is, like, I'm scared, but I'm not really scared of white people.
Yeah,
like,
we're
they
so
really
much
don't
stronger
intimidate
once we
me at
unite.
all. So it's like, what I'm scared of is that it's being allowed. Like, well, I know I'm scared of how far this can go, but as far as, like, white, like, I just don't want black people to feel any, like, type of like, that's what they want us to feel. They want us to feel, like, inadequate and all this, and it's just like, bro, like, you can never make black, like, we say this all the time on every episode, like, black people are the mother. Like, we fucking run this world.
We sure
and
do.
we do it without the credit that we rightfully deserve. And I just feel like let them show out. They having a little temper tantrum, but even in this book that I'm reading, it's more of a reflection of who they are as people. Like
And it's Zora Hurston even said it best. The nigger woman is the mule of the world. And it kind of, there's a lot of emotional support we're expected to give other people in our lives. And like most black women I know, we're expected to give all this emotional support and emotional labor. We never have it reciprocated. Like
but we do with our sisters.
Yeah, with our other
With
sisters
friends.
though. Like
Exactly.
I've never been loved more than by another black woman. And that's just the honest truth of the matter.
We black women have our own set of specific issues that we deal with, our own adversities, even a set of black men, you know, and sometimes people don't, it's not necessarily shined upon or talked about in the world as much as black issues or women issues, but black women specifically have our own set of like specific issues, and we are the only ones that.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world. Craig. This episode of the Black Busters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into, or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.
Know it, black women. So of course we're gonna be our biggest shoulders to lean on.
You know what's weird though? Because like, it was a movie that wasn't like really based off of black characters that really taught me the power of sisterhood, which was Beaches. It starred Bette Midler. They actually did a remake for Lifetime with, like, that movie showed me why you need a girlfriend. And it's funny because, like I said, I'm so like pro-black, my sisters this, but that one movie taught me like why we need girlfriends. Like,
yeah.
It's just sad that like the trust will never be there for white. Like, I can't trust a white person the way, and it's no shade, like they're cool and I take them for what they are, but it's always a defense with me. Like, it's always, I don't like, even at my job, I have these interns, and lately I've been experimenting with different like hairstyles. And there's one white girl. Them, like, white people in hair and black hair is just so funny to me. Like,
oh my God, they're so fascinating. They're so
like,
fascinating. I don't get it.
I had like the long braid like a week or two ago, and this white girl was like, "Oh my God, like, how long did it take you to do that?" And I was just like,
Why
what?
do you care?
I'm like, 30 minutes. She was just like,
The one
wow,
braid.
like, she was just like, it's just,
Did
like,
you touch it?
oh, hell no. But she was just fascinated. She was just like, you have like a new hairstyle. Like, how, like even with the box braid, she's like, how many days? And I'm just like, sis, it takes a couple hours.
We're just different.
Box braids have been around. Braids, period, have
But
been
they
around for
just be
hundreds of
culture.
years.
And
Like,
that's
it's
how I
like,
feel
part of
about
me, I
dating
don't know
white
if I should
people.
feel offended or just like, damn, y'all really don't know. Like,
no, but it's so funny. I was reading an article about how it said, "Dear white people, I need you to understand yourselves the way we understand you, or understand yourselves so that way you can understand what's going on in the world." And one of the things that it said is that black people are always expected to know what's going on with white people, their cultures, their customs, what success looks like
they
for
don't
them.
have culture. Let's start there.
Ivy.
They don't. What is their culture? Casserole?
And the thing is that, like,
keep that shit.
black people have to know these things in order to survive. We have to know how to talk to police officers so that way we don't end up getting killed and becoming another Sandra Bland. We have to know how to present ourselves in front of professors so that way we're not seen as uppity. We have to know how to perform in the work world, that way we're not viewed as difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to learn certain nuances of how to negotiate our way in the white world so that way we can survive, or at the bare minimum not die.
But why do we feel the need to always comply?
It's not even about that though. It's about survival.
Yep.
That's the thing. I feel like surviving. I wasn't put on this earth to survive. I was put on this earth to live. And I feel like Black people, that's the problem. We feel like we have to survive. No, like white people are out here living. Like,
I think it's because Black people
are living, and I get it. Like, we have so much things against us. We already coming out the gate with so many strikes. But I feel like people forget that we got through everything there is to get through.
And that's why like a lot of Black people
scared now.
I think like a lot of I think that's why like The Root had this really good article about how Black people are not afraid of a nuclear holocaust because we've literally already survived the worst. We survived being considered three-fifths a person. We survived Jim Crow. We survived all this other shit. That we're not scared of this orange man puffing out his chest to the other crazy psychopath in the world, the other crazy psychopath world leader, about a nuclear threat that's probably not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But I hear you, Ivy. Like, I totally agree with you.
And I ain't talking about that Lil Wayne record. I'm still a highest selling female rapper for the record. Man, this is 65 million single soul. I ain't gotta compete with a single soul. I'm good with the ballpoint, can't finger roll. Ask me how to do it, I don't tell a single soul. Pretty baby, what's up? Is your head right now? You a stand up or is you in your chair right now? Do you hear me? I can't let a wet nigga get near me. I might take it at a strip, you can hear me. I ain't never need a man to take care of me. Yo, I'm in that right boy, bitches can't rent this. Of course, every day, but I ain't a dentist. I invented, and I ain't taking that back because I meant it.
All right, so unfortunately the Skype was buffering a little too much, so we did have to lose Bree, but me, IS, and Ivy will continue with the episode. So
she'll be back next time, y'all.
Yeah, next time.
Definitely.
So I guess I can continue saying how I practice self-care. So Bree was talking about how women, we have to lean on each other, and I was like, dang, my answer. I was gonna be like, be selfish sometimes. I feel like it's how I practice self-care. Like, definitely being selfish and tuning everybody out and making sure that like my mental clarity and everything within my own space and my own bubble is like 100 and where I need it to be, whether it's just being happy, you know, making sure I'm not stressed for the week, and then, you know, being able to be that helping hand and be there for other people. I feel like you definitely have to make sure that everything is good with you before, you know, you can spread the magic or whatever. Definitely reading and staying up with the news, that's something that I don't do. Like, politics is not really my forte. I know it's important. I see things, you know, I see articles, the little news things that pop up on my phone, but it's something that I should definitely be more in tune to. So no, I guess that's what I have y'all for.
Honestly, like, I find a lot of my news out through social media.
Yeah.
Like Twitter. Like, and then if I'm interested in knowing more about it, then I know. Like, honestly, the reason why I'm like kind of like in the know of this whole Virginia situation is because my stepmom had on all the TVs in the house yesterday. I was blown. Every TV had the news, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, so she was explaining it to me, and I'm just like, oh, wow. But it didn't surprise me. Like, that's the fucked up shit about, like, when things happen in this world. Like, I'm no longer surprised. So it's just really, I don't feel the need to really, like, go into it.
Well, I guess we could kind of start by telling our listeners a little bit, about what's going on.
So before we get into the main thing, I think it's also very important to say how this is not the beginning or perhaps even an isolated incident. This has been a long time coming. So also, like, I want to preface this by saying I'm not from the South, so everything I know is only through secondhand sources. Read the news. So what someone in the South would have to say would probably be a lot more nuanced than what I'm going to say. So I just want people in my mentions talking about, oh, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I just want to get that out of the way now. So everything began with legislation or a push towards getting rid of all the statues of Robert E. Lee in Virginia. To have one statue installed, if I remember correctly, it cost about $350,000 to have them installed. There was one man who is a wealthy entrepreneur or influencer, he had donated one of the statues to Virginia. I believe 2 of them, actually. So in total, it would take about $700,000 to have 2 removed. Now, on top of how much it would cost, a lot of white people who lived in Virginia were angry. They were upset because they felt as though their own culture was being infringed upon, which is also very telling of what they consider to be culture. Now, what we have going on is a series of protests that were happening at the University of Virginia, UVA. So all the protests happened at UVA, and they were a bunch of white, mostly men, I understood, marching around with tiki torches, and basically anyone that they saw that was black, they were fucking them up on sight. If you were walking around during that time, it just wasn't a safe space to be, and it was to the point where the police officers were no longer willing to stay. And it wasn't until I believe 4 a.m. that it was declared a state of emergency. So hours had passed between the initial protest and when it was actually declared a state of emergency. And it didn't seem to be until white bodies were in danger that all of a sudden it became a real crisis. Yeah, so to answer your question, though, about why are white people so mad, the reason why they were even doing this is because of a protest chant called Unite the Right, in which they were basically trying to say that black people, I don't know, they take us wanting equality as us trying to eradicate them, which isn't true for most of us.
Because they know once we have true equality, like, I mean, we know what we can do for this world, but like,
even us downtrodden, though, we make magic happen.
Happen. Like, we're really the reason for everything. Like, we're God's chosen people, not to get spiritual, but to be real, like we are. So it's just like, it's not that like, this is, I don't know. Like, I clearly know why white people are mad, but I don't feel the need. Like, I don't know why white people feel the need to.
This episode is brought to you by Undeniably Dairy. Dairy farmers are more than farmers. They're climate caretakers. They see water as a precious resource. Most farmers recycle water up to 4 times, from chilling the milk to irrigating their crops. And some even use technology to turn manure into renewable energy. To learn more about what dairy farmers are doing to make their farms more sustainable, visit usdairy.com.
Really try to destroy us. Like, bro, live your life inadequate, happy, whatever. Like, let us be us. Like, we're not worried about y'all. Like, if anything, black people want to help the world. That's our downside. Like, no matter how like many people hurt us, I feel like as a collective, like, we really save everyone.
Yeah. It's also important to note that Richard Spencer was also engaging in a series of protests months before we got to this point. So our current president has definitely galvanized an underbelly of rage that's starting to bubble over on the surface, and it's coming out in these different ways. These protests, these unnecessarily violences. And I don't know, like, white people are angry because they feel as though we took their country from them.
We over here dealing with R. Kelly kidnapping girls. Usher out here, like, thank God his name has been cleared. We're giving the herpes. But, like, black people, we got our own shit to worry about. Fuck y'all country. Y'all can keep the shit. We don't want it. We didn't want to come here. Like, I really get tight. Like, when they say, I saw something that said that we're invading. Like, oh, because we came here by ourselves.
Like, what exactly are we doing? What did we do?
But here's the thing, though. About
what set this off. Yeah,
fine. They were lazy. They didn't want to farm them. They didn't want to work the land. Set it off.
Okay.
So, you know what's crazy about white people? They call us lazy, but back in the 1600s, there was no engines, like made. Like, you know, engines weren't like, you know how boats like really run now. White people got on a boat with no engine just to come get us to work their land. That's crazy to me. And only 1/3 of the boat ever survived, like each passageway. So I say that to say this, like, bro, y'all did mad much just for y'all to not work, like, mad much.
Yeah.
Like, y'all came to a whole nother continent on a boat that did not have an engine before lazy, like.
So here's also the thing about that. When I was a tutor at my alma mater, that I will not state, but if you know me, you already know where I'm talking about. A few students were tasked to write about the narrative of Frederick Douglass, right? And this is all going to come back to Virginia. And a lot of the students didn't seem to understand how lynching is a psychological torture as much as it is a physical one. What it actually meant to be a slave in the South. It wasn't some job you worked that you hated. You didn't live on a farm, which is something one student actually said to me. They said, oh, slavery was when black people had to live on a farm and they worked really, really hard. And I was really scared because
that's crazy.
Isn't that wild to me? It's so crazy how black people, we know, we may not know the extensive history of lynchings and how far after slavery that continued happening, but we know that lynching is a psychological torture as much as it is a physical one. We know what happens to the body when it gets strung up that way. We know about the emotional scarring it does not only to that generation, but a ripple effect of other generations. Like, we are how many maybe generations removed from Emmett Till?
And it's like, will it ever end?
And we still have to deal with the pain of that, though. The woman who killed them, the woman who basically lied under oath, admitted that she lied. And Donald Trump will not indict her, but had the nerve to basically puff his chest at Cuba and say that Assad Shakur needs to come back to the United States to be indicted. And they were like, you're going to leave that woman alone. You're not going to touch her.
Yeah, like, why is that even on your mind?
Yeah, but all of this is to say that white people in their privilege, to a degree, have to be complicit in a willful kind of ignorance. To actively look us in the eye and say, oh my God, how could this have happened? We thought we were in a post-racial America. Obama, I would have voted for a third fucking term, as if that's supposed to mean something to us. So when shit like this happens in Virginia, it makes me ill that white people want to look me in the eye and say, oh, I don't know what everyone's so mad about. This isn't just today. This wasn't just a few years ago when Richard Spencer came out of the woodwork and started getting punched by everyone left and right. America is still healing from the anger and the rage of happened after slavery. Because, at least this is what my Southern friends tell me, after slavery, there was no way to substitute the economic growth that slavery produced for the South. And so there was immediate poverty. And it took maybe, I don't know how many generations. And even then, like, some white people still honestly do feel the effect of slavery in that way. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Yeah. White people, in a way, kind of feel entitled to us for that reason. Entitled to our time, our attention, our labor, whether it be physical or emotional. Like, all of this stems from the fact that white people feel as if we owe them something. Okay. That's where all of this fucking comes from in the end. White people,
That's the fact.
Whether they will explicitly say it or not, though, there is this sort of superiority that they feel towards us. And they do honestly swear up and down that they don't think that there's anything wrong with...
But honestly, part of being a carefree black girl is not giving a fuck. White people really like you hit it right on the nail. Like, they are so like entitled, and it's just like
it blows mine truly and honestly. So that's why
trying to fucking the humidity fucking on my edges. I don't got time to deal with you right now.
That's why this whole thing with Virginia, it is frightening, and I have loved ones who are in Virginia, but I can't be all that surprised. Yeah, because especially white men, though, their pride and their ego and their masculinity on top of their racism all culminates into what we're seeing now. And Donald Trump honestly has the nerve to say that there is animosity on all sides. Nah. Yeah. He said Donald Trump condemns violence on all sides. We have to respect each other. Ideally, we have to love each other, he said.
Where's Obama right now?
It's so
he's
crazy.
Away. He did his time,
when the tables are turned, and when this was black people, how...
Could you only imagine what he would say?
Yeah, how the police even... Somebody compared the picture of... I'm not even sure exactly where those protests were, but when the one black girl in the picture with all the cops was... at her, and it's like there were no cops, and these men had fire torches, and it's like black people march unharmed
in the summer.
And
the fuck is y'all on?
But you know what's crazy?
They're
you
so
know what's wild
intimidated by us
legally they can do
together.
that.
That's crazy.
Nah.
No, but it's great. No, legally civilians can't have fire torches.
No, but who the fuck wants that in August? They should have shut that down. They should have been shut. That shit is like what? Like all this green, and y'all got these. Nah, that, and it's crazy how I saw that post too. It was just saying this is 2017. Like, it's not 1960. It's not like all these other historical things that we've heard about. That, I mean, we're still dealing with, like you said, the after effects of it, but we've never really been face to face in these situations.
It's really frightening.
And in 2000s, the year of technology, the year of it's just so different now. It's like, damn, we still gotta worry about just. But being again, black.
Hatred is still being taught.
Oh, hatred is real alive, y'all.
Yeah, hatred.
Like Donald Trump has been
being
peddling.
taught. That's what Obama said, right? That was his little tweet.
And a quick question, would you rather it, I mean, of course we would not rather at all, but like, would you rather it like this, like so in our faces than hidden and like taken out in little jabs, such as like what white women would do? Yeah. But they're passive with their like hatred. Like, I feel like I'm a little at ease, and I say that like it's in my face, because it's like, it's
I feel like it's always been in our face, so we've always known, so...
Like, I don't know if this person listens to the podcast, so I just want to like tread lightly. It's a white person that I was actually close to at one. Matter of fact, fuck that. I'm not coddling niggas' feelings on here. Wait, what?
In the best Ivy fashion. She said.
Hold on. So, long story short, my old boss, who was white or whatever, fuck with her. She cool, but and this is something I just remembered just sitting here. She was going to this concert at Barclays. It was some hip-hop concert. And she asked me, do you think there are going to be shootouts? So, and it didn't dawn, because in a moment, I'm like, haha, no. Like, I always go to concerts, but I never took it as, and that's why I say, like, and it's kind of sucks, because I really fucked her. Like, she helped me out in so many situations, financial-wise, like, career-wise. Like, she really held it down. But it's just like, damn, like, no, it's still color with y'all. Like,
yeah, no, absolutely.
I can't even put my guard. And I never thought about that situation until like this moment.
Yeah. So no, I've had a lot of professors who were white who did a lot to help me, but then they would just say some wild shit though. Like they had adopted family who were from Nigeria or from somewhere in Africa, and she would say stuff like, "Oh, when we go to visit those people," as if that's not your family that you brought into.
Exactly.
Yeah, like just crazy.
So it's just like, I don't know, like, I mean, I'd rather see things for what it is. Like, be a snake, like, and let me see you instead of being hidden. And that's why I'm a little at ease with this Virginia situation, because it's just like, it was a matter of time. Like,
right. That's why I move unapologetically black.
That's it. So I kind of see why you would be a little more detached. Like, I'm not really into politics. Like, I'm not either. It's just, I'm surrounded by people who are. So it's just like, it's kind of like force fed to me. But I definitely understand, like, it's super important to get into those bubbles and get into your shell and protect, like, your energy, your peace, your sanity, because this is exactly what this is insanity, that what's going on in this world. And it's just like, I didn't even hit 25 yet. Like,
yeah, and
I want to be dealing with this.
This is only the beginning of his presidency, so it's like.
But I mean, even
it's
before
scary
that,
to see what will only continue. Yeah.
So okay, but I'm really happy that you brought up Trump, only because like Trump has, even before he got into office, even before the idea was posed that he was going to even run for a nomination, he's been doing this divisive racist tactics. For example, the birther movement, he was a huge part of that. Yeah. He was one of the many people who went on CNN and was talking about how that Kenyan Mau Mau terrorist needs to be indicted because he's a liar. So I feel like from jump, Trump has been trying to cultivate or try to see how much he could wrestle up a kind of demographic that would be ridiculous. I don't want to say stupid. That would be desperate enough to vote for him. A lot of people, to justify voting for him, it's because, oh, he's a good businessman. Oh, he has a good head on his shoulders. Oh, he's trying to lead America in the right direction.
No.
Whatever that means. And now we got what we wanted.
And look who he targeted for his votes. That's exactly what Hitler did.
He did. Yes. He did. People who were angry that a nigger had the nerve to be president. How dare you after everything we've done for you?
Like, I just kind of want to, like, this is making me want to, like, just create a movie about, like, that orange man that's just, like, this is our time. Our time is now. Like, that's what I feel like is happening behind the scenes. Like, Trump is just talking to a group of people angry. Like, it is like, our time. I wonder, going. Like,
what is the end all plan? What does he want to see?
Right.
Because it's like, we can't, what do y'all want us to do?
Like, my thing is, just black people have so much other shit to be worried about. And we got to fucking worry about this. Like, bro, no. Trump, guess what? You know what? If there's... I'm ready to move. I could leave the United States. If you want me to leave Trump, just say the word. I'm out. Like, take the country, bro. Take all the shit that it comes with, because it's not worth it. Like, anywhere black people gonna go, we're gonna like fucking build and we're gonna like dominate. But the thing is, why do we feel the need to fight for something that was never ours?
Like, the thing is that if black people could leave, we'd have been done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that easy.
It really is, because
all of us won't
do
it though.
We just don't ever think about it. But
that's another thing too. Like, it's not.
True.
Trust me, if black people could leave, that's they would.
True. I didn't think about that.
Also, a lot of people feel like we built this land. So why would
no, yeah, we did. It's true, yeah.
No, we definitely built this land, but it's just like I hate to like compare America to a blunt, but it's like, you know, you roll one blunt and then like you smoke with mad people and you just like, damn. But it's like, yo, I got the power to buy more weed and get more blunt, so I can just do that and get high by myself when I get home. You feel me? Like,
I'm really here for this analogy right now.
It's like it's water under the bridge. It's no, because everyone has that moment when like they roll a blunt and it's like, damn, I didn't really get high, but okay, like I know that I have the power to go home, smoke another blunt, and it's water under the bridge. Why get stuck on this? Like, this land is really not. It's humid on this side. It's just not really good. Like, I want to go to the tropics. I want to go to I want to go somewhere that was for me, like that I can deal with. Like, I'm good on America, bro. I'm really good.
Yeah, America. I will move to the islands too. I guess we could talk about the food here,
right? And it is awful here. Like,
the food.
I just downloaded a Spanish app because I'm about to learn Spanish.
Are you talking about specifically in New York or in the United States? Like,
food, I feel like in the United States, I'm talking about.
Okay.
I don't want to. I wish Bree was here too. She's vegan. I'm just vegetarian, but. That's like when people ask me, why are you a vegetarian? I'm like, for one, I don't feel like America government, they don't give a shit about us. Like, they clone animals. That was a big no-no for me. And the other reason
successful living clones?
Yes, this is a fact.
Okay.
This is crazy because, you know what's crazy? Whenever I sit and talk to people about this, because, you know, like, everybody knows I'm a meat lover. And it's like, I'll have that moment of like, damn, I shouldn't eat it. But you ever see a steak and it looks so good? It's just like, damn.
I don't eat red meat though, but I get you.
You was cloned, but you taste so good.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, it's been a while. It's going on 3 years. So like, I don't see steak or food and like, think of it that way. I just think that was such a big turn off for me. Yeah. All the hormones, all the stuff they pump into it. I think that black people, we don't really take care of our bodies, and we let my other reason was like self-control. So it kind of goes hand in hand. Like, right. I feel like people be like, I can't never not eat chicken, or I could never do it, and I'm just like, how could you? Do you control your life, or like do a piece of chicken control your life? Like,
you ever be high and hungry? That piece of chicken that put up a good fight.
Oh my God, this is very
like very I don't know exactly the exact health concerns like in the future, but it's like it definitely, I feel like it's cutting off a lot of our lifespan.
I agree.
Even sugar, black people, we addicted to sugar. And like we have to wean off of that. I just think about
addicted in what capacity? Because you had to specify. Like what do you mean?
Just in general, I feel like even there's no snack or like anything from the corner store really that you could go and get, and that's like any Debbie cake, any bag of chips.
I don't really like those, but I like the trail mix. Like I love, but that is sweet.
No salty. Well, or depending on what kind you get. You get the chocolate truffle, is sweet.
Well, no, I get the 99-cent one in the red and yellow bag, the generic kind.
Oh, okay.
That's good. I guess that's like nuts and chocolate, right?
Yeah, it's nuts and chocolate, but it's so good.
But just like in general, even with our alcohol consumption, with the juices we drink, like my mom specifically, I be thinking she love a fake juice. I just look at it and I'm like, this
fake
shit,
juice.
It look fake.
You mean sugar water purple?
Yes, Mystic. All of that stuff from the store.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I get you. Okay.
Looks,
I love inorganic water though.
So
like,
inorganic
water
juice
and seltzer
then.
water are my things. Like I could like literally like no, I don't know why no one drinks seltzer water, but like black cherry. Like I drink like I always start my day with water, but
seltzer water. Seltzer and sparkling water the same thing?
I guess it both. Like I don't honestly, I don't know. But
the first time I remember, this was like years ago before I moved to New York City. Me and my friends, I don't even remember the restaurant, but it was like they had outside tables. So we decided to have lunch, and a waiter was like, okay, so do you guys want regular tap or sparkling water? They said or whatever. So coming from Rochester, that's not really a thing that restaurants have, like sparkling water. So I'm like, ooh, sparkling water.
Like, oh, you fancy, huh?
Like, what the hell? Is water about to have rhinestones in it? So, I didn't even like it. They brought the bottle. We all, like, poured a little bit, wasn't feeling it. So the bill came. So it was, like, $9 for the one little bottle of water. So we all looking like, why is the water on a bill, y'all? Like, what? It's $9. Why is the water? So that was, like, my first lesson of... Like, sparkling water is not the tap, not the free water.
Oh, dear.
Wow, that's true. Because I always be like, can I have a glass of seltzer water? And then I notice it'll say $3. And it's like, damn. Can't even get free seltzer water. Like,
Not to be like a killjoy or anything, but Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
So, wait, what is going on? Like, I know
Nothing's going on.
Well,
Well,
to rebuild the entire pipe.
Well, until that happens,
What about Louisiana keep flooding? Is that crazy or what?
What do you mean Louisiana keeps flooding?
Like New Orleans, they just had that flood. They had another flood.
This week?
Yes, like a week ago. Where people's furniture, cars is underwater.
His restaurant sits on Orleans and Galvez, and he says he was not surprised his business flooded a second time.
It's like Katrina all over again, you know? It just happened like 2 weeks ago, and it flooded inside this restaurant, my restaurant. Yes, sir. And it's crazy because the water was just, it was raining hard, so it's normal. But the flooding is weird.
No hurricane, no Katrina.
Managers at the popular Willie Mays restaurant say they weren't expecting this amount of water in their business.
I mean, 2 hours of rain caused this problem is ridiculous. I mean, the city got to get it together. I mean, it wasn't a hurricane, it wasn't Katrina, it wasn't a major storm, it was 2 hours of rain. Mm-hmm. And, you know, this one.
How is this possible? Is it because there's mostly black people there? No, but I'm serious, though. Like, same thing that happened with
And not to say that, but, like, can y'all swim?
No.
I could swim.
Well, because you're island black. I'm land black, so.
I feel like a lot of black people can't swim.
I could float. I'm going to stay above the water.
There's also there's a term called, it's called thalassophobia, and it's a historical and kind of almost genetic fear of water. And it kind of describes some black people's relationship to water. Like, there's kind of like a hereditary fear that comes with water and the trauma that water carries. So they're kind of.
I'm definitely scared of water.
I would never go on a cruise, for example. Hell no.
Oh no,
Please.
I went on a cruise, but I just didn't like it because the boat was like super rocky. Like I was so nauseous and seasick.
I know me. I get nauseous. I get motion sickness so easily. Jesus.
But I felt like I don't know. Like I went to summer camp a lot. That's how I learned how to like swim. But I just think it's a skill, a life skill to have, and that people should like take it serious. Like I mean, yeah. You don't have to go swimming in the ocean, but you should have that skill to know how to save your life if need be. Like, that's why, like, I kind of want to go to New Orleans, maybe to live one point in my life. And somebody had said to me, like, oh, but they're jokingly that they're always flooding. And I said, my ass can swim, so I'll be out there. Like, but I think that's super important. All you got to do is tread water. That's it. And stay above.
That's self-care.
And I'm glad that you brought it up that it's a hereditary fear and not that
it really
black
is,
women don't want to get their hair wet, because I'm tired of that. You are now tuned into the Carefree Black Girl podcast with Ivy, I.S. Jones, Breanna Danielle, and Daj. Always say like, oh.
You remember the Olympian? I forgot her name, but she won. She actually won this year again, another gold medal in swimming. Yeah. I forgot her name. Ooh, if y'all remember, please like tweet us. Remember the name of the Olympian woman. Who she's black and she won like a gold medal in swimming, and it kind of destroyed all these stereotypes about how black women can't swim because of their hair.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, if y'all happen to know the name of the woman, tweet us at Carefree Black Girl.
Also, stop trying to come for us in our mentions. We are allowed to have an opinion, okay? Like, stop it. I just had to throw that out there. Because, bro,
we've been having some very enthusiastic people who have opinions about our opinions.
And it's just like it's our opinion, and we are entitled to it. You do not have to agree, but we can agree to disagree and understand. I feel like people just lack the common term of understanding. Like you don't have to you don't have to like what I say, but understand where I'm coming from and understand that it's not for you. This is how I operate, and shit will move so much smoother. Like I really don't get into arguments with someone because I understand, like, that's how they operate. So, and I don't take things personal either because it's just, like, that's how they operate. We two different people. Like, I'm pretty sure something in their life happened where that's why they think like that. So, cool. It has nothing to do with me. People like, you know, get into it, like, going back to this book that I'm reading. It's just, I read it before and it did not click the way it clicked this time. And I'm not even done, but... the don't take things personal, like literally it's a lifesaver. When you don't take shit personal, like you're really untouchable, and like your peace and your energy. Like me and my best friend was going back and forth about this like yesterday, because she was just like, I feel like people feel the need to take advantage of you. And
oh yeah, so she's black women. Oh my god,
she was just like, I think that like you give people too many chances. And I was telling her like, it's not that I give people chances. It's just like there will always be a boundary once you cross me in some way. Like we will never be back to how we were. But I'm a person that it's like you're acting out like that or you're doing that has nothing to do with me. It's a reflection of you. I don't know what happened to you in your life that you feel the need to express yourself this way, and that's cool. And it's like I'm not taking that personal. It's not like, oh, fuck you. Nah, it's like that's how you operate, and I understand that. So you can't let that affect you. Like, you have to move how you always move. Like,
girl, yes. You know what people say? You know the term people be like, put yourself in my shoes. I be like, how? I only got my shoes to be in. Like, how can I put myself in your shoes? Like, that's when I be.
I think you just gotta understand that. Like, those are your shoes, and you wear like,
yes,
but you don't
truly.
have to. I'm telling you, you will sleep so much better. Like, you, like I be in rooms with people that I don't speak to because I just you just gotta move. Like, you have to. You can't take things. You don't take things personal. Yeah. And even with this situation right now, like what's going on in Virginia. And, it's like, that's really my whole mindset. It's just like, I knew there were people like that in the world. They have their hatred because they are inadequate. That has nothing to do with me. As long as they're not physically touching me and harming me in a way that, like, it's, like, directly connected to me in a sense that, like, oh, I can't move or whatever. But if it's not really, like, affecting me, if I'm still, I can't spend my time giving it so much energy.
Right. It's definitely, you know, we have opinions because we don't turn a blind eye, because then that means we're just like how we talk about holding celebrities accountable, because that would just be like, right, it don't have nothing to do with us or have nothing to do with them. You don't have to speak out. When black people die, I have an opinion, like police brutality.
So just to clear it up, it's not that I do not care about the whole Black Lives issues and things that pertain to people of color. It's just that I have to protect my peace. So I detach myself. Like, I feel like I'm aware, but I just personally can't let it affect me.
And I think, that's a big part of mental health and being also real with where you are in that moment. Like, I see what's going on. And I've had a lot of moments like that where I just had to tell people, I know what's going on, though, but I can't do this right now, y'all. I just can't. Yeah. I have to check out so I can just, like, be all together. Because I think one of the deaths that kind of fucked me up the most was Philando Castile's, because I actually saw this man screaming in agony and bleeding out in his car with his child in the back. Yeah. I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't engage in this torture porn. I won't fucking do it. So I just had to tell myself, no.
I still did not watch
those. I speak out when that happens, but just in general, that's just like the same when people be like, place yourself in other people's shoes. Like, I just can't place myself in other people's shoes. I only have my shoes to be in. But I guess that's in comparison as well when we like ask celebrities to speak out and we judge them for not speaking out on certain issues. To go back to Ivy's point with like, if it's not necessarily affecting me in my everyday life, sometimes celebrities could feel the same way, like they don't want to have to speak out on it, so we can't hold them accountable. It's just like us, just like regular people, we pick and choose what to speak out on because we don't.
I feel like it's never a time and a place to speak out, because I feel like you do it when you feel like your inner body is basically like I know that a lot of people have like a lot of feelings about Rick Ross and his statements he's been saying recently and how he's been acting on the show. Now, if you did not know, for the newcomers to the podcast, I am a huge Rick Ross fan.
Huge.
Like,
my God.
I am like super like, I'm not even obsessed with the man, because this is gonna sound crazy, but personally I feel like I'm going to meet him. I don't know in what aspect, but we're going to be together in some type of way. So there's that. And I have been defending him, but not on some like, I'm just blinded by my affection for him, or not my feelings for him. That's not.
To be honest, I was a little scared that you were.
No, it was.
So we're about to talk about now, like with the clip, right, that we all watched from Sign.
Well, prior to Signs, he was on the Breakfast Club interview, and I watched that whole interview. By the way, okay. Like it is whatever. So he was on this. He was basically like talking about the show. This was prior to the show like launching, or being seen or whatever, and being released. And he was just saying the reason why he hasn't signed female rappers or whatever per se is because he feel like he don't want to put himself in that.
Oh yeah, okay.
In that position, he was just like, sometimes
fuck him.
I might fuck him. Like, just be real. I might fuck these girls, and how I would justify fucking these girls is by saying, well, I am paying for all of this stuff. So if this was to happen, it's okay. But I feel like people took it on some like, if I sign you, you're gonna fuck me because I'm paying for this. I feel like that's not, and I watched our interview, that's not what he was trying to say. He was just saying, I avoid those. I'm a man, like, and I have my personal desires, my personal temptations. So I don't put myself, and I get it. It's like, damn, you have to have more self-control. But he wasn't saying like, I'm not. And he was saying, like, I'm interested in signing women, like, but that's the reason why I haven't in the past, because I will feel the need to fuck them. But not like, feel the need. If I was to put in that situation, I would, like.
But Ivy, the thing also is, I feel like what you're not also highlighting is the fact that he feels as though, no, not even he feels as though, like, women have no agency and no say. And what he's even saying, though, he said, I would have to fuck them. Did it ever?
I would, but I would want to.
He just saying that's wI don't judge him for it.
I feel like okay.
If he
but that's just like these men saying, if I take you to dinner, you have to have sex with me. That's exactly what men say.
Yeah.
If I take you to dinner, I'm entitled to your pussy. Like,
yeah, but that's also why
I feel like he was saying it kind of in a joking, not jokingly, but in a joking manner.
I was not
like,
offended, and it's not. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm telling you, like I've been offended by certain things he's done in the past. And even with this whole that sign situation that y'all, like I said, I'm like, nah, I definitely feel y'all for this part. Like her song was whack. Like,
oh yeah.
But I feel like
Ivy, before you get into, do you want to contextualize what you're talking about for everyone? Because not everyone might have seen what we're talking about.
So they have this new show signed on VH1 with Lenny S, Rick Ross and The Dream, which I think is great, by the way. I like actually tune in. And it's basically 3 moguls trying to sign another star. So they basically audition all these people, and they come and they put them through tests, kind of like American Idol, sort of, to me, in my opinion, just like a little bit more in depth to actually what happens in the industry. So it's this girl, Just Brittany, on the show, who honestly, like, she's so basic to me, like, and it's just she's so regular, but because she has a body, because she has sex appeal, like. She kind of sways a lot of the judges' opinion by her sex appeal, rather than it's other girls that have real talent on the show and they get overlooked.
Say that again.
So in this one clip, what was the other girl's name? It was Just Brittany, and I think her name started with a K, Kamaya or something. I think whatever. They both like sampled Aston Martin music by Rick Ross, and the other girl had a really good she had a really, really good
like
song.
more of an original.
More
flow.
an original.
Like, it was not even comparable. I just don't understand.
Yeah, so
it was
just Britney's. It was just not good, and they kind of committed her like, oh, it's so good, blah blah blah, and it was like, this was not good at all. And Brittany threw the girl under the rug. So,
ooh, yeah.
So I can understand why women will feel some type of way towards Rick Ross, because he's very aggressive and very what's the word I'm looking for?
Strong.
You usually have the word
masculine.
He's very but honestly, and
you
it's
mean hyper masculine or just like.
It doesn't, and I'm not excusing anything he says, but I love men like that. I love men that's he has a demeanor about him that I love. Like confident, and it's just and it goes back to when he was on Angela Yee's podcast, Lip Service, and they was talking about just oral sex, and he was saying I don't really give oral sex. And I don't
But he expects it back though.
Of course, he was and he doesn't lay down while getting head. He likes to sit up. And it sounds crazy, but it's very.
Oh my God!
People slave masters would fuck girls a certain way so that they couldn't. I'm sorry.
No, and I get that, but honestly, I don't. I definitely understand that it could come off as misogynistic, but at the same. I get that, and I'm not. It's just, but honestly, I'm attracted to confidence, and that is to me what I see in him is confidence. I don't excuse nothing he's saying, and I'm saying it's definitely black. It's black and white. It's fucked up what he's saying, but we also have to look at how he's in the. How many men think like this on a regular day basis? So if we're gonna call him out, I've been saying,
that's
just
why I'm
because you take me to dinner. That I have to go through. As women, we go through that. But I feel like everyone's attacking him, and they're not just looking back. This is how men think.
Yeah,
this is literally how men think. On Twitter.
Oh my God, Twitter niggas are the worst.
The worst.
Literally the worst humans alive.
They can't even send you they was going, oh, I can't send her $150. It was just the phases they go through. I feel like men just forget that y'all need us. Really? And y'all not entitled to anything. Just because you fed me, one, I can eat myself. I can eat myself. I can feed myself. What you're doing is just what you want to do. I'm not asking you for a meal. I'm not asking you for a date, because I go on my dates alone by myself. I take myself out. I'm very into self-care, so I don't need you to do anything. And I feel like sometimes men forget that. We don't need niggas. We what the niggas need. And we also tend to give them too many options.
Say that.
Niggas like whatever you tell them to like. So everybody that's going to run and get bodies, sis, they been liking the big girls. They been liking the cellulite. we giving them too many options where they feel like they can choose. No, we run this shit. That's it. Like,
beautiful.
So with Rick Ross, I don't take it. He's just been coming across women that have been giving him so many options, and I feel like we shouldn't just look at Rick Ross. If we're gonna like judge him, we need to really look at everyone.
Okay, did y'all see Nicki Minaj's latest booty picture? She just posted. I loved it. What did y'all think?
I don't like Nicki Minaj. Let me look at this booty pic.
I like Nicki.
I like Nicki, and that picture
I was listening.
Vibes as fuck. I love that photo.
I was actually listening to all her music last night. And she got like just what she made it okay. At the photo. Not okay, but
this one, right?
Yes. So I feel like, okay, since we talking about like Rick Ross and women on a label, do y'all genuinely feel like she's had relations with like Drake, Wize? Yeah.
I don't think Drake.
No, I do think Drake though. I don't think Wize.
You think?
Gucci said I fucked Nicki and I introduced her to Wayne. Now we'll never have signed her because we had already fucked.
So y'all, okay, so ladies, do y'all feel like Nicki Minaj has had relations with Drake and Lil Wayne?
I don't think Drake.
I think Drake for sure.
You don't think Drake?
I don't think Drake. If anything, I'll think Wayne before Drake. Why? Because just look at Gucci. People be like, ew, how she fuck Gucci? Gucci been powerful for as long as I know. Like Gucci's always been, and I think honestly that's women like power. We like to have power.
Of course.
We like powerful men.
So you think she just did it more of a...
So to me, Wayne would be in a more powerful state for her to fuck than Drake. Drake would be a drunk night, and plus Drake is that corny nigga that's like loves bad bitches. So that it would be more.
What corny nigga don't like bad bitches though? For real.
But he's that guy that is like corny and doesn't like hide his corniness, and he just wants a bad bitch to love him, like type shit. That's why he's gonna end up with a retired stripper. I'm telling you, but whatever. I think that Wize would be more of a power play for Nicki than Drake.
Well, even though Nicki is like one of a kind, she definitely has proven herself in her position. But like, I feel like maybe Ross just, I don't know, maybe he felt like a woman wouldn't do what Nicki Minaj did for Young Money, or maybe he just feel like he don't need that in MMG. You know what I mean? So that's why I just feel like it wasn't a place to judge him. I don't feel like personally.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah, but Nicki Minaj, she out here giving vibes. I've been feeling her whole swag lately. I do. I think that
I wish I could join you.
Created a trend for sure with the whole like extra super long weave. Even though obviously everything has been done before, but I feel like she definitely brought that back, like with that super long hair, because people making the wigs and calling them Nicki Minaj or whatever. And like the latex look she been doing, I think it's super sexy. But at the same
time, like going into like fashion with you, I don't like the way Nicki dresses.
Same.
I think it's super, like I think it's super cheap. Like you can be sexy
when she get more sexy. Like, I love it more when she tried to. I don't know, some stuff
like
I
the looking ass era. That era, I love Nicki Minaj. Yeah, but I'm talking about like when she had like the natural, like, and looking ass is my favorite song ever by Nicki Minaj. But that's when she had like the long, her natural ponytail
with the black.
That's when she was doing her own makeup with the like.
When she,
thick
so
eyeliner.
you saying you liked her more when she was more glamorous?
I like her when she
toned
was
down.
Yes, glamorous and toned down. Like when she's like hypersexual, like you're already sexy. Like you have the body, you have the face. You don't have to be so like. In plastic, and it just looks cheesy to me. Like, and even when she be wearing designer, she makes it look tacky. You know who I like? Shatira.
Of course, she's always bomb. She's a classic.
That's Shakira.
Shatira.
Who's she's one of Rick Ross.
She's actually
a
Rick
designer.
Ross's ex-girlfriend and designer
A front row. Yeah.
It's a couple girls that like I like really really love. Shatira is one of them. She's one of those girls that's like sexy, but still you could tell she's a woman and she's like boss. Like she's not showing too much. Like. That's what, like, even celebrities, I look at, like, those kind of girls. Like, I even like Ming a lot. I love Ming movements. With Mona Scott, I feel like just now, like, going, I guess, not from fashion, but just how they make moves. I hate what she's doing on her platform. but like just her transition from music to production.
Yeah, it's super inspiring. I always go back to what
like she didn't have to use her sexuality to do it.
What Yams said when Yams was on the podcast as a guest,
right?
And she told us, like, she gave us the advice to go to these events, to do what you got to do and get up out of there, and don't like let relationships with dudes in the industry or whatever, for women that's trying to be in the industry, let that speak for what you've done, or you know what I mean. You never want. I personally never want to be a woman in the industry that's like, oh, she got hair because she was in a relationship with this dude or whatever. Like, I feel like even if I do meet a nigga that I'm feeling, he gonna have to wait until I make moves just for that reason. Like, you definitely want to become a strong woman on your own.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
That's what it goes back. You're not like, you don't need a nigga, like you're what the guy needs.
Exactly.
Like, you have to really be self-made. But it's also kind of difficult because like when you are attractive, you always have to be on defense mode, like with guys, and just like, oh, you know, so it's like a line that I kind of like Nicki, but then I feel like, you know, she dresses tacky, but I think she's just on some I'm me, like I'm gonna use what I have to get to where I need to go. But at the same time, it's like I have a little class about it. But I don't know, like I was listening to the Pink Print album, and people say she didn't earn her like rap title, like the queen of rap, because it was no. But she rapped her ass off
album
in Pink Print, like even on her mixtapes. Like people are attacking Nicki, but I think her craft.
I've never been impressed by her flow though. I think Cardi B's much better.
But I think Cardi B
got a lot more to prove than Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
She has a lot of work to do.
Oh my god. I prefer Cardi B. I'm not saying
I love Cardi B.
And I hope y'all can hear me. I will never rap. You cannot call yourself a rap enthusiast ever and compare it to lyricism, type of flow, rhyme scheme.
Like Nicki is creative.
Jones, we can be close.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
The
thing about Cardi B, we are enjoying her transition from where she was to how she's moving. It's nothing to do with the actual like craft of it.
I think one episode we should discuss talent and fame.
Yes.
Because we're dealing with somebody who has talent, and they may have had to slut themselves, but they deserve that fame.
Right.
And we're also dealing with somebody who is famous. They may not have the talent. But she's famous, so we can't say much about her because everybody's going to be mad at us.
Well, for Cardi, right?
Yeah. And I just feel like when you look at women, I just think of it like this. If Dreezy would have made the record that Bodak Yellow, we wouldn't.
But I fuck with Dreezy. I fuck with Tink too.
Oh my god, I love Tink.
But look at it though.
Tink.
Who's more famous?
Yeah.
So even if she would have made that.
Well, Nicki's also largely famous because she surrounded herself with mostly men, and she also made a point to not help other women artists on the way up. Like the only time I've ever really seen her work with an artist of her caliber is Beyonce, and that was also like
Ariana Grande,
Rihanna.
I would not put Rihanna. I wouldn't put Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande, she's definitely like
in the same category as Beyonce.
But that's the thing. You're saying of her caliber. Like, Ariana Grande and those other girls are not of her caliber, and she still helped them. You have to understand, like...
So, as far as dating, what's been going on in y'all dating life?
I'm in need of soul food.
Wait, you going through a pussy... Are you going through a dick drought? What's going on with you?
I just feel like...
Oh, my God.
I just feel like, you know... Okay, so guys will... like, I haven't had sex in, like, forever, but I was just thinking, like, I had sex 3 times this year, right? And... Two of the guys that I had sex with this year, soul food. Like, I felt like I could fucking run a marathon. Like, they did my body right. But emotionally, they were toxic. Like, and I mean, how it goes. I haven't dated no one new this year. Like, I've been recycling. Like, they were all old. Like, these 2 guys that were, like, soulful, they were just so toxic for my peace. Like, literally, how I was saying how you got to protect your peace, like they were like life ruiners, like wow. But because my body was just so at like ease. It's like, oh my God. And then I had sex with like this another old guy that super like, we're so close. We're like best friends.
So why'd y'all
it
split
tastes like fucking avocado. Bland as shit, the sex. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro.
Okay.
No, I feel like guys that's good for you, like their sex be like bland and be regular.
I just wanted to like chime in real quick, and like one of my good girlfriends, she's never had an orgasm before. I know. Bitch, let's talk about it.
Damn.
She is 23 years old and has never had an orgasm in her life. What a set.
Sounds like white people food to me.
Oh my God. So I was saying to her about, the reason why most cis men are like garbage in bed? They don't fucking listen. Like literally half of being, I would even honestly say 90% of being good in bed is just listening to your partner and communicating. Hearing what your partner wants, hearing what they have to say, hearing what makes them comfortable. I swear to God, like niggas have sex for themselves. They have sex. They have sex inside women and not with women, and it makes me so gross. Like, oh my God, all of you stop.
But I don't know. Like I said, I haven't got like a new partner this year. I've just been recycling, so I just feel like right now, I just kind of just need to just focus on being vegan for a little bit. Because
I'm not focused on dudes right now at all.
Because I just feel like
at all.
If it's soul food, if it's like soul food to my body, it is toxic. It's freaking awful to my spirit and my soul. And I just feel like I'm at a place where I'm no longer rejecting how my spirit and soul feel. Like I don't even really care about that. Like it was sort of like it didn't end bad. It put me in a space where I'm like, this is not me. This is my whole spirit was rejecting it.
Yes.
So I'm no longer ignoring gut feelings,
Be
like
selfish.
red flags.
Oh no, absolutely.
I'm 24. I feel like, yes, I'm young. I'm now starting to travel more. Like I just said to myself, like I'm gonna travel twice a year, like locally, like in the country and out of the country. That's where I want to really see the world. So when I meet a guy, like one, I'm already full, like in literal term. Oh, like and what's the word I'm looking for? Like metaphor term, right?
Figuratively.
You mean you're filled with dick, right?
No, not filled with dick.
Filled with life experience.
I've seen so much.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, like I've seen so much that like what you're offering on your plate is still not enough. So, like I think right now because I'm still stuck in New York. Like, yeah, I traveled this year, but I'm just still stuck in my life that when a nigga offer me a steak because I haven't seen all the other steaks in the world, I'm automatically like, all right, I'm going to just take it because I'm hungry. Where if I'm out here really just living and experiencing for me, a nigga just can't offer me anything. Like, and that's really the phase I'm in. And it's okay. Like, I feel like sometimes girls feel the need to always tend to be strong and they don't want to open up about like, yo, I've been fucking up because it's me. Like, that's
super real though.
That's the phase I'm in. Like, like
you got work to do.
I have work to do for me. So it's just and it's self-dealing. And I feel like what I want to do is I want to travel. Like I want to see the world. I want to enjoy my money.
Like, and this self-control, it takes a lot, especially living in New York City.
Yes,
we come across these little busters every
and
damn
they're so rude. Not rude,
tragic,
but
and
you might be aggressive.
Yeah, they just not right.
Entitled
it's
to
important, ladies.
Corny. Jesus.
Me and my best friend was walking,
fugazi ass.
And we be speeding. Like when we walk past a group of guys, we be really speeding. And this guy was like, "Put a speed limit on them shoes. Y'all walking so damn fast. Talk to us." Like it was funny, the speed limit on the shoes. That part was funny. But the fact that they were so entitled, like they was on some like, why you're not stopping? You're not gonna stop us. It's just like
no,
they don't be having nothing to talk about.
I wish we could make that so like serious. Some type of law. People,
I gotta tell you the way this one dude hit on me at an H&M.
Catcalling is like
it's a real thing. It's really
exhausting.
I be like, do you think if in my whole walk, if it's niggas on every block, if I have the time to stop and talk to every single one of y'all, I'm not gonna get to where I gotta go. Please leave me alone. Like
the point is, why do you feel the need to walk up to me like, yo, like your mother would accept this? Like she be stopping? Like it's just ways to approach. Like it's ways to approach someone in the street. Like to me, I just feel like guys are just real disrespectful with it now.
Don't
and
think
not
when they act,
on some calling you out of your name, but just real like entitled and arrogant. Like talk to me. Like and they be dusty. Like bro, you're in front of a bodega. They got a cat in it. Can't trust you because y'all know I don't even fuck with cats. Like
yo,
this one dude at an H&M, I was like looking through the jewelry section, And he was like, "Oh, excuse me, miss, can you help me with this eyeliner I'm trying to find for my mom?" And I'm helping him look for it, and I notice that he keeps looking at me. And then halfway through, he was like, "Nah, I was just lying about the eyeliner. I just wanted an excuse to talk to you."
But that's kind of cute.
Is that though?
Yes. Go out your way and be like, show, like, that's cute. Instead of him saying, "Yo, you look cute. Let me get your number." He just kind of like made it fun, like creative.
Okay.
Not saying like I wouldn't.
He was thoughtful.
He was thoughtful. Like I just wanted to get your attention. It's just like, all right, like you thought about how you would approach me.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been
That's
interested in men lately, so they're all right.
Women?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well. What?
Wrap it up.
Okay. Okay. All right. So are we closing it out now?
Well, I guess we'll find out if he got your number on the next episode.
Dating IS.
Yes.
But yeah, like, this was a really like this conversation went everywhere today. I loved it.
Did.
Like, we really,
I know it was nice to see you girls. It sucks that we had to cancel the cookout yesterday, but the next
because it didn't even rain, but the humidity yesterday. This is why I couldn't get out of America. Like, oh my God, I gotta wash and say. I was walking for like 2 blocks. What's that movie, Holiday Heart? What was the mother name in Holiday Heart?
Yeah, Wanda.
I fucking looked like Wanda by the time I got home yesterday. Like,
That's
damn, you gonna do Wanda like that?
Well, not Wanda sober, Wanda on drugs.
Ooh.
Well,
you know what?
So so wait, I asked you want to tell me she did not look crazy. Come on, no.
Maybe.
When she was trying to get that bike, bro, sis was looking all types of in need of lots of help. So that's exactly how I was walking home. Nah, it was to the point I looked at the reflection.
My God.
I got in the cab like, bro, y'all not my friends. My friends is like, it doesn't look bad. It looks like over like you have a lot of like volume. I'm like, no, I look like a crackhead. I'm getting in the cab. I'm going home. Like,
wowee.
Protect your edges. Protect your roots. Fall is coming. Fall's coming. I cannot wait because I'm just over summer. Like, I'm over it. But
well, all right, ladies. It was nice seeing you guys.
No, we got... Oh, yes, it was definitely nice.
And that's it for the Carefree Black Girl Podcast. To keep up with the conversation, hashtag us the Carefree Black Girl Podcast. And also, if you want to send us fan mail, please send it to carefreeblackgirlpodcast@gmail.com. My handles are IS Jones Poetry on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Follow my Instagram at everythingny. This is Daj.
This is Ivy. You can catch me on everything at Ivy Like Blue, Twitter, Instagram. Definitely tune into the Iconic series. We're about to be on our 3rd episode, so I'm excited about that.
I'm going to be on the 4th episode, y'all. I swear it. I'm going to make it happen.
So, yeah, and we out.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world. Craig. This episode of the Black Busters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.